Man, it's your boy TG Trey back with more Coin Collected content you did. Now look, the topic of this video is about everything that's been going on with Big U, Nipsey, Luce Cannon, Wacc 100, all that, right? So basically, this is my theory of what happened to Nipsey. Now, before I start this, let me first say that I understand that this situation is really technically 6-0 business, but because so many stories and details have been told to the public, it's now become the world's business. You feel me? Or Nipsey fans' business as well. So let me start off by saying that, right? So, and once again, this is just my opinion, not even my opinion, my theory of my thought process of how all this could have happened, right? So let's first start off with the Eric Holder character, right? Now, from I was watching a podcast earlier or like, some type of content where this dude was saying that he just had a squabble with Eric a few weeks before this shit happened. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga was on some other shit then. Like, he was saying something about the nigga was thrown off in the head and he was just on some extra super nigga. Yeah, I'm really 6-0 type shit. You know what I'm saying? And so he was already in that mode. Now, y'all keep that in mind, right? So, all right, we're going to push that to the side. We're going to go to Big U, right? Now, the thing about Big U is everybody has suspicions that he was involved, right? So when I look at it from an outside perspective, Big U is one of the biggest 6-0s known, right? So really, besides Nipsey, if you think of 6-0s in LA, 9 times out of 10, you're going to think of Big U, right? Boom. So just how it makes sense to me is, I think, now mind you, it was already reported that Big U got a contract with LAPD or whatever and whatever he got going on, right? So with that type of connections, some type of power come with that, you know what I'm saying, of having them in your pocket a certain way, especially if you're a big homie and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I think because of how famous Nipsey was, like before he was killed, if you think outside of LA and you say anything about a 6-0, the first person you're going to think of is Nipsey, right? So in the world's eye, 6-0 is Nipsey. But in LA eyes, it's like 6-0 Big U or California Big, you know what I'm saying? I think that because Big U felt the way he felt about Nipsey and all the other past situations and all that, I think he got to the point where he started feeling like Nipsey was getting too big, to the point where if it came to younger niggas like listening, like they're gonna be like, either we gonna listen to Nipsey or we gonna listen to this nigga, you know what I'm saying? And Nipsey not sending us out here doing no crash dummy shit or, you know what I'm saying, whatever, right? So what if, just, y'all just give me y'all thoughts and opinions on this. But what if what if Big U was like, had a meeting with the LAPD, and this is, let me just say this, pause right here. This is a side note, because I know a lot of people had conspiracy theories about the doctors, everything, the government, and, listen, the government always use one of your own to take you out, right? So keep that in mind. What if the laws and Big U got together, was like, hey, man, we need to get this nigga up out of there. One way or another, we need to get this nigga up out of there. And Big U was like, hey, don't trip. I got it. I'll take care of it, all right? So going back to the Eric Holder thing, now, if Big U have all this power in the 60s, if Big U is such a big known, I don't think a nigga would just think man, let me go smack Nipsey and it's not gonna be no consequences or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Big U paid Nipsey. I mean, paid Eric. I don't think he promised him nothing. But think about this. Big U is a penitentiary nigga, right? So, hold on. Once again, we're going to pause right here. Now, Luce Cannon been saying that he been crashing out for Big U and all this other shit, right? So, what if, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about how, once again, I was watching other videos. Luce Cannon and Black 100 was like, hey, you know, well, he was sending Luce to go do shit. And then Luce will do it, and all of a sudden there's footage out now, niggas recording and niggas doing some real police shit. You know what I'm saying? And then going back and telling other people around town, like, hey, yeah, you know that was this nigga that did that shit, man. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Or however it got worded, right? You see the runaround game. You see the psychological game that's put in there, right? So what if, going back to the Big U thing, what if Big U was like, mind you, he the big homie in the 60s or whatever. Whenever that nigga had that other problem with the other 6'0" nigga, who's to say him and Eric didn't talk and he started putting that key in Eric back? Now, that was a thing that Eric was talking about, the you know what I'm saying? Like how niggas ain't real 6'0s or like he the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't where he should be known as, recognized or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get the fuck I'm saying. What if Big U, once again on some psychological shit, put the key in his back like, yeah, man. You know how niggas, and old head niggas do shit like this. They'll be out there drinking with you, smoking with you, whatever they do. Be like, shit, man, I remember back in the day, man, when niggas was still real, man. Niggas didn't allow this to happen. And not this old internet new wave shit. You know, these rappers ain't as real as whoop the whoop whoop whoop. Listen, I know all ghettos work the same, my nigga. And I'm in Houston, Texas. But I guarantee you, we all know old heads that try to play them type of games and put keys in niggas' back. What if, and that's why Eric family didn't make it out the hood and all that type of shit before they got whatever they got to them. You know what I'm saying? Because Eric, like, from what we hearing of him being thrown off, it wouldn't have took, hey, man, I don't even think if it was that direct, it would have hit. Like, man, hey, man, go smack him. Nah, it was more like, shit, man. That nigga ain't like you, though. And whoop. So when he did run across him, and they had whatever kind of conversation they had, and it probably triggered him. Like, nigga, this nigga out here, like, he really that, and I'm that. Man, that nigga was right, man, and he went and did what he did. That's probably why it was so anger-filled. You feel me? Because from what everybody was saying, it couldn't have been a situation with him and Nipsey to the point where that nigga was that angry. But just think about how that all play out. Like, a nigga putting a bug in your ear, like, man, that nigga ain't really as hard as you, man. You the real 60, man. That nigga, that woo. And then when you see the same nigga that they already put the poison in your ear, when you see the nigga, and the nigga like, hey, bro, what you got going on, man? Like, you know, I been hearing some shit, man. You need to go clean that paperwork up. And the nigga probably click like, nigga, I gotta smack you now. Because, nigga, just like this nigga said, man, this nigga really think you that nigga. And you know the consequences of calling a nigga a rat, man. Nigga knock they block off. You feel me? So, I think that's, I believe that's probably what happened. And that's why, think about this. When he did that live and they was like justice for Nip and he started laughing, we all see as a culture, we all see that laugh had hidden meaning behind it. It was not like anybody know if one of your people get killed, even if it was on some, I tried to play devil's advocate. I was like, maybe he laughed because he like, nigga, I know what's about to happen to them. That wasn't that type of laugh though. It wasn't like, no, it's cool. We gonna get some justice, all right. Like, yeah, it wasn't one of them. It was like, they just don't even know, nigga. I'm the one that set that play. That's what type of laugh that was. That was that, I can't believe I got away with this shit. I got that nigga locked off. That was one of them type of laughs. That was like, only if you knew. That was one of them type of laughs. You feel me? If whatever theory y'all have, because I know y'all seeing the same shit that I'm seeing in these different vlogs and that type of shit. Man, y'all drop what y'all think about my theory. Y'all drop y'all comments or opinions. You know what I'm saying? Because just think about that shit, bro. How that shit played out. Bro, if you such a big homie, a big OG like that in the hood, bro. No, let me say this. At the end of the day, niggas is niggas, man. A nigga can't control everything. So we can't say that if he was such a big OG that it wouldn't have happened. Because shit like that could have still happened. But it's the shit that's surrounded that really make it suspicious. That laugh is like, bro, even if you don't have nothing to do with that nigga passing, bro, the way you laughed. And from my understanding, I never heard you clear that shit up either. So, yeah, bro, that's suspicious, my nigga. And it makes everything. I'm a type of person, I like when shit makes sense. You know what I'm saying? If it don't make sense, that's when I get confused. But that's what makes sense. Them niggas probably had a meeting, was like, bro, we gotta get this nigga out of here. Somebody was like, all right, cool. I know what to do. I know who to, I know. I'm gonna find me a dummy and send him on that play. And he ran across him. Oh, you a crash. Oh, you super 6-0, huh? All right, well, cool. Back in my day, shit, you ain't a real 60 until you kill a 60. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? The nigga just probably start putting seeds in his head until you seen him. You know what I'm saying? But even so, it was still suspicious with that day because out of all days, and from what I understand, usually everybody keep burners up there, or not keep burners, but usually it's burners in the vicinity. So this particular day, it wasn't nobody had a gun around, with no security, no nothing. That was probably plotted on too. I'm quite sure it was. And this is the crazy thing. See, this is what y'all ain't seen. My other part of my theory is, before Eric Holder came, I think they sent somebody else up there first to verify that Nipsey was there. Think about it. They sent a dummy. Hey, go whoop. You ain't got nothing to do in a plain view. You ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Just come back and report to me what you see. Whenever they find who that person was that went and scoped somebody went and scoped that first. I'm telling you, somebody went and scoped that whole play first. Or somebody went over there, checked it out. Oh yeah, Nip outside, bro. Hey, he whoop, and he whoop. I don't know if it was over the phone. I don't know if they pulled up. But whoever that person is, whenever they find that person gonna spill the beans to everything. That person gonna tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth when you find that person. But that's my theory, man. If I hear some more, man, I might come back to this topic, but I really had to speak on that, man. I'm telling you. And you know what's crazy thing? I literally just thought about that while I'm recording this right now. The fact that somebody else went up there and scoped the scene. That thought didn't even cross my mind until I just told y'all that. So just know. And nobody else said that either. That I heard of from the videos I heard. I didn't hear nobody speak on that. But I guarantee you somebody went and scoped out that day, bro. It's gonna come out, man. Hey, man, y'all like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Hit the ring so you get the notifications, all that shit. Support a real nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring it to you raw, straight from the streets, man. Straight like that.